I am the dreadful menace, the one whose will is done. The haunting chill upon your neck. I am the conundrum. I will summon armies of wind and rain and snow. I made the black cloud overhead, the ice like glass below. Not you or any other can fathom what is nigh. I will tell you when to jump, and I'll dictate how high. The ones that came before you stood strong and tall and brave, but I stole their dreams away. Those dreams could not be saved. But now you stand before me, devoid of all dismay. Could it be, just maybe, I'll let you have your day?
Come on now, don't be shy.
I'm not sure that's the last of them, though. You should get Rados back to Arnima. I'm not sure that's the last of them, though. You should get Rados back to Arnima. Keep safe. I'm not sure that's the last of them, though. You should get Rados back to Arnima. I'm not sure that's the last of them, though. You should get Rados back to Arnima. Keep safe.
your cause.
Spit it out. Those witchmen, we know the prince, or queen they're working for. It was Namira. That thing was an envoy. And I know it's not much, but take this for escorting Rados up here. We got shook down by some of the exiles, and we didn't want more trouble. The priest back in Arnhem needs to have a word with you concerning your retrieval of the Lord's amulet, and some other matters. It sounded urgent. Yes, and I fear we may be correct. We've had our suspicions that the Mistress of Decay was running amok amongst the savages. Just looking at the Hab Ravens gives away Namira's influence within that tribe. I assume you ran into the matriarchs, yes? They are the beings who wrought that wretched winged terror into our realm. They're being used as conduits for Namira's malice. They also turn man to beast through their horrific rituals. I've been dreading the day they use their power to summon entities of that scale. I must also ask you something. Please refrain from sharing the information you're about to hear with anyone else. I needed to ask, that necklace you retrieved from the burrows up the valley, was there a strange inscription on it? Kinnereth preserve us. I hope this is a coincidence and nothing more. If the worst of this news is indeed true, it would at least give some rationale behind the recent witchmen activity and their theft of the amulet. I've spoken to the governing priest at the Pantheon upon Evermore. We have reason to believe the Lord here has had dealings with Namira. No more information than that, though, I'm afraid. We're dumbstruck as to why he would ever want to associate with such a morbid deity. Head for the Archpriest in Evermore. King Sigmund has put feet on the ground against Mortiphane in response to the unrest he's causing. Well, although there's a matter regarding a potential discovery of lost jewels once adorned by Mados himself. The missionary picked up on it while performing his alteration exercises, believing it to be within Grey Belmore.
Oh, das tut weh.
rumors of some... monstrosity up in the valley? We need to finish these savages off before it's too late. Spit it out.
Spit it out.
Those red guard vultures are finally gone.
Be on your
That's one
guard.
less burden we have to
Barely.
deal with.
Seems more and more are adding to their numbers daily, and with those blasted witchmen swelling their blighted ranks. We tried to burn all that we come across, but we haven't many men to spare. And the ones we do send out now are at an even higher risk of infection. This pox seems sentient, sparing those in the prime of their lives, yet laying low the old and the very young. We'll meet again.
You were with the Imperials at the outpost, right?
Make yourself busy.
Orcs off. You made them sick.
Hey now. Barely. We tried to... This pox seems sentient, except for what the priests are developing through their alchemy and what other means. Very little. Although a small job is on offer. And I hope you're the diplomatic type. You see, one of ours had a run-in with the afflicted while he was finishing up a purge. And as fate is often ironic, had taken the worst of their venom. We first saw the signs of him developing that bloated skin weeks ago. If only he turned his hands on himself there and then, would have saved us this ordeal. Now he dwells with the other afflicted at the ravine. A talk would be putting it lightly, but we need you to bait him into telling you what his game is. Don't get too close to the others, and it'll be fine.
Spit it out.
Auf Wiedersehen. Ihr braucht etwas? Was braucht ihr? Lebt wohl.
Bis hierher und nicht weiter.
Ich warne euch. Zurück. Bis
Ich
hierher.
warne euch. Zurück. Bis hierher und nicht weiter. Ich warne euch.
Yes, alas, I would like to think so. I merely coordinate these poor souls. Whatever gives us the motivation to limp onwards is the one who fathers us all.
Ich warne euch.
But what is this
Zurück.
of to a stranger?
Ich warne
Like hounds, they come hunting a wounded cat, eh?
hierher und nicht
And they have the
weiter.
audacity to send a paid thug for me instead. Your body will be the reply.
Genug! Genug! Ihr geht mich! hinter euch.
Nicht weit.
Zurück!
Hey now. It was to be expected, I suppose. A clean man like you parading through this squalor would only invoke feelings of bitterness and loathing. Unfortunately, seeing as you haven't returned with the information as asked, we can only spare a fraction of the reward for his death. Happy spending. Be on your guard. Hey now.
Spit it out. There were rumors of some monstrosity up in the valley. We need to finish these savages off before it's too late.
Something you need.
Hear ye, people of Evermore! Gather within the safest walls in High Rock to hear the news of the surrounding misery. Hear ye, hear ye.
Make a prayer. Some, but not enough to justify any resources of ours being spent. And many of our would-be helpers outright refuse when they hear about necromancy. Fenig, at the Divide, talked about those dark mages being right under our noses. I wasn't sure what he meant. Then he told me of Spinster's Peak. An old rebel fort. The Empire couldn't raise all of the memories of our fractured past. There are still many forts dotted around High Rock, and these shelters house all manner of deviants. Normally the criminals will get to them first, but when they don't, more sinister bodies can make a living there, as we've seen with other necromancers throughout the province. But this very fort happens to be just above Evermore, atop the mountain behind the palace. Careful though, who knows what manner of creatures they have under their command, or what creature commands them. Make preparations to shield yourself from their magic too, or else your chances are slim. I'll make a prayer so that the gods may watch over you.
Oh, I've heard of your exploits already. Forgive me. I mistook you for another pilgrim. And please, that town is Ravenspring.
I'll never understand why you pushed for that label, Armor.
Has a sinister tone to it. But to the matter. Ever since the Orsimer sacked the fort of Great Belmore, while laying siege to the Reach, Mortavane has shown acts of extreme cruelty. Now I needn't tell you what happened to the Hallam family. In one of Mordevain's paranoid streaks, he accused Geffer Harlan of high treason. Now, he could have made an example of him with just a single execution, but as the Raven Spring people said, he had a madness in his eyes. Drawn and quartered, starting with Geffer's youngest daughter, the executioner, which is now Mordevain's chef, worked his way up to Geffer. What was left of the bodies was displayed around several parts of Ravenspring. That's when Sigmain and Marosa first stepped in. Sigmain genuinely believes Mordevain saved the Reach from the orcs, and keeps all the other threats at bay. He assumes that a more soft-hearted lord would destroy Ravenspring through inaction, effectively crippling the kingdom. I don't think we can discount it as a rumor any longer. Just the nature of our relation with Mordevain is a mystery. The priest discussed this heightened activity as being her move upon the last tower, the Durrani Tower. As the barrier between Oblivion and Nirn has been weakening ever since the Amulet of Kings was used to prevent another Oblivion crisis. Tower after tower falling, with only one left. The only one we know of anyway. We're not sure what horrors could be laid upon Nirn if it ever falls. I'm sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. That's a conversation for another day. Or maybe 2 days, considering the complexity of the topic. What you need to know is whatever is happening in Ravenspring can spell a doom unseen since the beginning of our times. Fortunately, if the worst does happen, we've prepared, ever since the Oblivion crisis claimed so many lives and razed so many cities. We had the chance to understand how to prevent something so cataclysmic happening again. Thank the gods that we could study those sigil stones. You should head back to the town and consort with Marosa. She's leading a party to confront the Lord. May the Reach show mercy on you.